basically, the idea is that Spirit Hunters Inc. as a company has existed for 100 years, and they've found spirits hiding in the real world. And it's getting to a stage where it's quite uncontrollable for them, so they're employing the likes of us to try and help them track these spirits down. So this turns your DSi into a kind of spirit hunting device. This is you, this is your level and your health. Obviously this would be your name. This is your health and how much health you have. So the idea is it's a perpetual state. So when you go into a battle, say you come out and you've got half your health left, the health will start to regenerate over time. If you put the DSi to sleep, leave it for an hour and come back, then it will have increased by how long an hour's worth of recharge is, if that makes sense. This is your spirit hunting license, so this would be your photograph. It's our engineer Stephen just now. And your level and your rank as you progress through the ranks of your spirit hunting career. Obviously your XP fills up and you level up when it does so, and your currency here. Then there's a bunch of, we're trying to make it feel a little bit like an operating system, so you've got a bunch of different options down here. This is the scanner, which I'll show you in detail in a second. You can customize your license, you can see all the different spirits that you've captured and battled here. Versus is quite interesting, that's where you take part in challenges. So what happens is, if you've got the shadow version and I've got the light version, there's going to be spirits you can't capture. So if I find one of the spirits that you can't capture, I defeat it, I can create a challenge, and then I can either meet up with you and transmit it to you, or I can save out a little 24-digit code, text it, Facebook it to you, you chuck it into your version of Spirit Hunters, and you can now battle that spirit. And the cool thing is, if you defeat that spirit, that will be permanently unlocked in your version of the game, so you'll now start to find them around the world. You've got the store, where you can purchase new abilities as you level up, and the inventory. So, let's jump into a battle. At the start of the game, the player will have to choose which element they want to align themselves to. We are aligned to fire today, so that means that our fire abilities are going to be much more powerful than if we, say, used fungal or shadow or light or ice or water. So here we are scanning. This is a pre-alpha build, so there's still work we need to do on some of the user interface. You can see here that a fungal spirit spawned to our left and slightly below us. So as I start moving around on the augmented reality, you can see there that there's this little cloud that's appeared. Now if I double tap or start, oh, he's just despawned, they do time out. So let's find this guy. So if I start tapping, that's me going, come on, I want to fight you. So he's come out, and we've got this little guy who is a puck, and he's a light version. You can see his little halo, and he's holding a lantern. The different members of his family, who will be different elements, they'll be customized slightly differently, so they all look quite unique. So he's flying around, and you can see as I track left and right that the augmented reality is taking into account his position. And in the moment he's in a I'm going to attack you mode, because he's hungry for a fight. So he's going to try and stay on screen and attack you as much as possible. When I do a lot of damage to him, he could change his mind and start to try and escape, and at that point I'll have to make much more use of the augmented reality. At the bottom you've got your abilities, so these are my fire abilities. I tap on one and I flick it out, and that does damage, and you can see it takes a while to recharge, so I can't keep using that same ability. Each ability has a description on the top screen that explains how to use it, so if you maybe not played for a couple of days, you're not going to forget, because there are a lot of abilities to take into account. Circle of Fire, I'm going to try and draw a barrier around him, and if he bumps, he's not going to do it because he's stationary, but if he bumps into one of the sides of the barrier, he would take damage. Flamethrower, or Fiery Breath rather. So you can see the augmented reality affecting the direction that the fire is breathing out in. Sorry, that's probably really difficult to video. Rain of Fire, which is always a popular favourite, so I tap and hold on him and just smash him with big fiery meteors, which does awesome amounts of damage. And then you've got these two little abilities down here at the bottom, which are greyed out. And they're greyed out because I need to get a status effect on myself before they'll light up. And the way I do that is by using my fire abilities. So sometimes I'll get this thing called Flaming Rage. I know I have a chance to do it. Let's see if I can get some without killing him. No. So I've burnt him, and this is Warm Heart, which is healing me every time he takes burn damage, so that's another type of status effect. So basically, once these trigger, you would tap on this and tap, and a big wall of lava would come across the screen, and then Healing Flames is my other choice, so I can only use one of them. I would tap and hold, and these flames would come across the screen, and they would heal me up, which I don't really need just now because I'm kicking his butt. So he's about to die. In fact, he has died. There you go. And then we come to the tally screen at the end, and that again shows your license, shows him being quite upset because we defeated him, counts up how long the battle takes and your XP, and then if we go to the next screen, this will slide down and it will count up, and maybe if we're lucky, no, we didn't get enough to level up, but there you go. So the idea is there's going to be a story to this, and what we're aiming for is for the player to go around the real world and find different spirits. So you might find fire ones in your shopping mall, but you might find more fungal ones in your garden. So there's not only the story that's in the game, but there's the interesting stories that you guys might have about your experiences with the game. Because for us, Pokemon's really exciting, but Pokemon, if you sit and play it on the bus, it's the same as if you sit and play it in your house, whereas this changes quite dramatically depending on where you go.
So it's time of day and kind of colours of their surrounding area which will determine what type of spirit's going to be released. And there are how many spirit families?
There's 16 spirit families we're aiming for, thereabouts, and in each family there will be 6 versions, one for each of the elements. And the elements are fire, ice, water, light, shadow and fungal. And there's the usual strength and weaknesses, and each element, depending which element you choose, each element, some are slightly more complex. So you saw there was Flaming Rage, which could trigger those two, either the Wall of Lava or the Healing Flames. That means fire's kind of in the middle of the road in terms of difficulty. Fungal is all about poisoning people and sucking health from them, and so it's got a lot more abilities that require using each other, so it's a little bit more complicated. And then we've got things like Ice, which is much more just about direct damage and defending, so that's maybe a bit simpler to learn.
So you can play it any way you want. You can just use the fire thing that everybody seems to think is the most popular.
Fiery Rain.
Fiery Rain.
Yeah.
And keep doing that if you're inclined just to play a simple game, or it can be much more tactical. Depending on the type
so there's
of
depth with all the burns and poisons and status effects that you can apply. You can apply quite a lot of strategy to the game.